Hey guys, I know this is a little bit different, but I just kind of wanted to do a little update on what's going on right now. You're listening to this episode. It's going to have some new guests, but right now we're kind of in the midst of a pandemic. Anna's with me at this very moment, and I just wanted to let you all know that right now we're doing fine. We've been in the house, isolating ourselves from a lot of people.
Social distancing.
That's what social distancing for about 3 days so far.
Today would be day 3.
Yeah. We just want to let you guys know that it's pretty crazy. We're going to do a compilation episode, but we just wanted to let you guys know that so far, me and Live Studio Audience are doing well. Will and Adam are also doing well.
We hope everyone else.
Yeah, it does well. Make sure to wash your hands. Try to not go out in public, and just be mindful, because this is kind of a unprecedented thing for us. So be safe, guys.
And don't eat your quarantine snacks too soon.
Yeah, don't be me.
You might get a tummy ache.
Yes.
And there's no toilet paper.
Exactly. On with the show. In 3, 2, 1, welcome to another astounding episode of Buddy Talks. My name is Marvin, your host. And tonight, we have a full house. We have Gio, Kelsey, and Joe. Joe you heard before. No big surprise there, but Gio and Kelsey, they're the wild cards. How's it going, everyone?
Hello.
What's up? It has been a little while.
Now, this is going to be the first time that some of our guests have done some podcasting, so it's going to be a fun one.
I almost waved.
Eventually, I will do a video podcast, and you will be able to wave. Okay. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, wave all to all the listeners out there.
Exactly. And see, Joe's already missing his microphone.
No, I'm... All right, I'm just going to hold on to it like this. And it's never leaving my face.
Just like that. I'm used to that. But before we get into our topic, which is a very interesting one, because I have a lot of questions. As you guys know, I ask tons of questions. Live studio audience knows. Wave, live studio audience.
Hi, studio audience.
Hi, live studio audience.
And so before we get into that, I'd just like to thank you all for tuning in. And if you can do me a quick solid, you give us a 5-star rating and a written text review, it'll be a fantastic help to us, because it allows us to get those digital hugs out into the world. Spread the love. Coronavirus, don't hug physically.
Yes, all the digital ones, please.
Yes. So I've known you guys for a little bit now.
2 days.
At least.
More, at least. It has been at least 2 days. Actually, do you want to tell them about yourself a little bit? Let's do some introductions so people know who you are. Who wants to go first?
This is like the worst part in class when they point you out and they're like, tell us
about yourself, and you forget everything about yourself you've ever done.
Yeah. Gio, you look like you're ready to go. Go ahead and go first.
Of course. So my name's Gio, short for Giovanni.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
See, forgot everything.
Do I describe myself? Or?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. I mean, What's interesting about you? What do you like?
I'm very good.
Are you a Libra? Long walks on the beach? What are you into?
I do enjoy long walks on the beach, but only when the sun is like setting.
Oh, so golden hour.
Romantic.
Golden hour is perfection. Yes.
I don't know. I'm a gamer.
Okay.
I play a lot of games. I play a lot of D&D.
Okay.
Which I got recently into that, and I'm like obsessed now.
Yeah, you actually got me into that, and I am very eager.
It grabs a hold of you.
It really does.
Yeah, you played one time, and you've probably printed like 20 figurines in here.
Yeah, bought dice.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Definitely got to play again.
Oh, yeah, I plan on it.
Are we going to be one of those people like Critical Role where we record it and people watch it and we get famous?
I'd be perfectly fine with that.
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean, I have the setup to do so.
We're doing it.
We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Aside that, I don't know. I work out a lot.
Okay.
I like to, I used to.
I still do.
I got to get back into that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's all good.
Yeah. I mean, you'll learn more about me as this story's kind of
going on. And I'm looking forward to it. What about you, Miss Kelsey?
Same.
Yeah.
Very descriptive. I like it.
I'm pretty outgoing.
Yeah.
And also pretty good looking.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. We're hot.
No, nice. And they're humble. I like
that. I'm very modest.
You guys are as humble as Joe. You should have heard his first episode.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I fly planes.
Yeah.
I also save people.
They call me
out of
Maverick.
fires.
But
I'm actually going to be in the next Top Gun movie.
It's gonna be pretty amazing. Just flying planes.
But yeah, I'm pretty easygoing. I like to laugh, and I think I'm really funny. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Okay. All right.
She definitely catches me off guard a lot of times.
I do. I'm
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah. And Joe, we know you, Joe.
I mean, kind of. I was here for, I think, 2 episodes.
I mean, yeah. What have you? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We're doing the vibe check.
oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Because it used to be, where's your head at?
Yeah, it used to be where's your head at. The vibe check. Basically, what the vibe check for people who are new to listening is where we kind of mental health is very important to me. So I like to kind of see how people are doing. Just kind of see where their head's at. What's going on? Kelsey, we'll have you start with the vibe check.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, actually, I'm
Buster
really, really great. I
Yeah?
was in a really deep, dark place the end of last year and the beginning of this year, but I have been feeling much better and
Yeah?
much happier.
That's awesome.
And things have been pretty awesome lately.
Awesome. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear
So
it.
vibing pretty good.
Yeah.
Good vibes. Oh, that was
That was the-
really good.
A high
yeah.
five vibe.
Really good. How about you, Gio?
I'm doing great, actually. I like to think I'm pretty upbeat
Yeah?
most of the time whenever I meet people.
Yeah?
Well, I feel like out of the three of us, like we're kind of like the dads in the group chat.
Yeah.
To make sure we're always like, hey guys,
Yeah.
This
Your
is
face.
very true.
let's not be sad here. Things
This
are
is a
gonna be
happy
okay.
place.
Yeah,
If you're
You're
sad,
good.
I cut you.
yeah, no kidding. It's just like, guys, come here, just get on my back and let me carry you to this
Mhm.
happy place.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm great. I'm great. Work sucked today, but hey, you know what? I have a big smile on my face. So I'm
Hey,
good.
you're out of work. It's almost the end of the week.
Yes.
So, yeah,
I'm
it's
excited.
good. It's good.
I'm
How
excited.
about you, Joe?
Well, I am actually doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So school is kicking my ass, right?
Yeah.
I'm not quite Maverick yet,
Mm.
but flight
Your
school
goose?
is
Oh, don't stay goose.
Ooh.
Don't stay goose.
I will not stay goose. But other than that, yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah, doing good.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Good job, Joe. I'm proud of
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man, you're kicking ass.
Oh, thanks for asking me, Joe. I'm doing pretty good.
I was like,
Yeah, he's just, yeah, I'm good. I'm looking at him. High sign. Nothing.
Like you had one job.
Actually, with this virus thing, I've been a little sketched out just because how rapidly it's getting and seeing some of the ignorance that with
the
some
worst
people.
part.
Yeah. They're like, oh, it's just another flu or cold. It's like, no. Yeah, okay, you can go to Europe on $15, but one, a good chance of getting the disease and getting it back here and spreading it even more. We
Yeah.
don't need that.
Nah,
really
it's
the scariest part is we're all pretty healthy. We would be
Yeah.
okay. We would be sick for like a week or so,
Yeah.
but we would be okay. But we could spread it to other people.
Exactly. And
And
me,
who
my immune
can't take
system is like kind of
Not the
crappy.
best.
It is
Yeah.
compromised.
So it would like I get a cold and I'm down for like weeks.
Yeah, well, my mother actually has lupus.
Yeah.
So her
We're
immune
really
system is
nervous for
shot.
her.
So
Yeah.
like if I'm ever sick, I just can't go around her because like I may get over it in like a week.
Yeah.
She'll be literally coughing or be down for like
Like
a
a
month
month.
or
Yeah.
2 months. Yeah, she'll be sick for a really long time.
Yeah.
So like something
Hopefully she's staying indoors.
like that
Yeah.
definitely. Well, she's definitely staying very quarantined now.
Yeah. Makes sense.
She's like blowing up my phone like this Sam's Club has Purell and Lysol wipes. Just make sure
Aw,
you
Mom.
go there. I'm like, thanks, Mom. I'm doing good though.
Yeah. The fact that toilet paper and hand sanitizer is a hot commodity. It's contraband.
That's
Yeah.
It's almost like Fallout. It's weird.
Yeah.
It is really
like
weird.
they have to limit you
Yeah.
on how much you buy.
And I saw some videos of like some old people who had baskets and baskets full of TP. It's like,
Yeah.
really?
And they were racing down Costco. I mean,
Yeah.
that was pretty funny. But
What,
Yeah.
what do you use it all for? Like,
for the record, the virus does not make you shit yourself.
Yeah.
it's not
I mean,
dysentery.
exactly. Exactly. So
People
it's,
think they're on the Oregon Trail right now.
they're never sure. They want to be well prepared just in case. Just in case. Either that or they already had those issues and they're
Yeah.
just really
Maybe.
self-conscious.
That's a past experience right there.
Oh
Can't
yeah.
leave my house to get more toilet paper. Have to
Yeah.
buy it all now.
That's why, as I always say, invest in bidets. Bidets are where it's
Oh, we
at.
have
We have a
one.
bidet. And
See?
it's, did you
And
use
it's
our bidet?
amazing.
Oh, I have a bidet also.
Oh, it's amazing.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
The
Except
Uh-huh.
for when your significant other forgets to turn it off of the vagina setting.
Oh.
Oh,
You know,
Oh.
'Cause then when you turn it on, you get a nice cold blast of water to your balls.
It's like a happy little surprise. It's like, ooh.
Ours has a female setting. It shoots it a little bit farther
Ooh,
forward.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, mine doesn't have that.
She hears me scream across the house.
I was. I mean, this might be a little TMI for some people, but I was just amazed at how well targeted it was from like the
It
jump.
does.
Yes.
You like, kind of jump a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I got blasted
It's freezing.
right into it my very first time I used it, and I was like, "Whoa,
yeah, yeah.
what just happened?"
I felt like the clown at the carnival when you're
Yeah.
spraying the water. That's what I felt like immediately.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to like clean the
Direct.
area and not give you an enema.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to put on full blast.
Well, you know what?
I mean, go big or go home.
Yeah,
Okay. No, I'm going home then.
yeah. Just,
It's like when I'm washing the car, I don't use a little spray bottle. I use a full power setting on the hose.
toilet used hydro pump. It's
Yeah.
super effective.
Exactly.
I love where this conversation's going.
Hey man, that's what Buddy Talks is about. Like 1 minute we'll be talking about feces and we'll be talking about our feelings. I mean,
Perfect.
Our feelings about feces.
exactly. Oh man, but to get to our topic, it's a very interesting one. I know we've talked about it before, and ever since you guys told me about it,
Yeah.
I wanted to have you guys on. But
yeah.
because I don't know as much about it,
Yeah.
I don't know about what Joe knows about it, but you guys live the life.
Mm-hmm.
It is polyamorous relationships, correct? Is that the correct term?
It is.
All right.
For our situation, yes.
Okay.
So actually, I'm kind of curious. You said you briefly talked about it before.
Oh, well, just with you guys.
Oh, just with
Yeah,
us.
just with you
okay.
guys.
Oh, I thought you meant on here,
I've-
too.
No, I've never talked about it on here.
Oh, okay.
But I know one other person who has kind of dabbled in it a little
Yeah.
bit, and I've seen stuff on TV, but that's the extent of my knowledge.
I always just find it interesting whenever you ask somebody that kind of like I'm not going to say from the outside looking in, but kind of that it's never experienced it or only briefly heard about it. So like what they think it is or what.
For
like,
me,
Yeah, I would
I'm-
love to know what you guys
I'm
think
very-
of this before we go into it.
fascinated by the whole idea.
Yeah.
I know relationships can be difficult.
Oh yeah.
They can be great. I've seen some people, especially in other parts of my life, who are in relationships that are just like, how are you guys functioning?
Yeah.
And to
No
add
kidding.
other layers into the mix, that sounds like it's a plate spinning game that definitely not everyone can handle.
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like I sometimes I think like it's hard having to do one person, in a relationship.
Hell yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's actually not too hard to do.
but then
Well,
also having to deal with another one.
I mean,
that's
yeah.
so much work.
It's intense, especially
Yeah.
if there's two girls involved. It's
Yeah.
a lot of estrogen.
I can imagine. See,
Yeah.
in my mind, I imagine it like you're playing an MMO and you're having a DPS down, like the boss. That you gotta switch focus
Because an
when
ad comes in.
exactly. There's like an ad. You gotta handle that, and you gotta watch your cooldowns.
Definitely gotta watch
you have to definitely watch your cooldowns.
Yeah,
Target switching is really good.
Exactly.
Time management skills.
yeah, there's a lot going into
Communication.
it.
A lot of it is definitely World of Warcraft raid. if you
Careful
think
that
about it.
in Rage Timer.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
goodness, yeah.
And like, if you're not carrying your weight, I'm sure you will. They will let you know. You can't just Leroy Jenkins because that's not optimal.
Oh yeah, I've been the receiving end on both.
One of those days, like, how many kisses have I gotten today?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I mean, that just has to be difficult. So, how long have you guys done this?
So we've been together. We just hit our 9-year anniversary.
Wow.
And when we were dating for 1.5 years is when I brought it up to him.
Okay, so you brought it up. Just
Yeah.
like, how do you go about that? Because that sounds like something, especially when you're trying to feel someone out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, this game is really awesome. So, would you like to do this?
Yeah, so it was pretty cut and dry. Because I've been bisexual, I was
Okay.
pretty much born this way.
Okay.
And so I also like sleeping with girls.
Okay.
So I approached him one day and I was like, so I'm bisexual, right? And he was like, yes. And I was like, so, can we have like threesomes sometimes? And he was like,
Well, okay. So
This
first,
is a trap. I would think this
Yeah.
is a trap.
That's
It's gotta be a trap.
immediately.
that's exactly what I thought. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, she's bullshitting me.
Yeah.
She wants to see if I would like like take the trap or
Uh-huh.
something, and, and you're like, how dare you want to sleep with other girls? Yeah.
Fail.
So I didn't really believe her.
Next
to
you know, the
begin with.
pillow's going over
I
your
was-
face in your
exactly,
sleep. Yeah.
exactly.
He kind of just blew it off, really,
Yeah.
for,
I was
for
like,
a little while.
yeah, okay, if you say so, sure, like that'll happen.
So then, like, one day, I was working at a store in the mall and had a supervisor there.
Okay.
So the supervisor was also into girls and guys.
Okay.
And I invited her over one day.
Okay.
And literally, I invited her over. I was like, hey, babe, this is a girl.
Yeah.
And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, this is the girl. We're going to have a threesome. He's like, today?
Yeah, she literally just brought.
I was like, yeah,
came
for
home,
sure.
Or I think I was home. You came off work, probably came home from work or something.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, this is her, and I was like, okay,
What do I do?
all right.
It's like, do I need to
So-
make more pizza rolls? I mean, what exactly?
I was
where am I going with
definitely-
this?
I was definitely like very.
I felt like I had to do that because
Yeah.
he wasn't believing me, like, the whole time, even though I told him, like, I was being serious.
I mean,
It's not something
from
very
an outside
common,
person
yeah.
in, it seems like a very surreal situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trust me, I'm very blessed.
But yeah, I know it is rare.
Yeah.
At the time, I was very like apprehensive,
Yeah.
and I was just like,
And young.
and our very first time, I wasn't really too much a part of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which
He kind of just, like, was there.
So
yeah.
it was like Ross from Friends. You got up, made a sandwich, and they were still kind of doing their thing.
No, he was, like, in there and in the bed.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but
Touching.
so because it was my very first time, having like a
Yeah,
threesome or
something
anything,
like
and
that.
it was
Two
a
naked
girl
women
that
in
I
his
didn't
bed.
know very well, so I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was like too afraid to even like touch her or anything. I was just kind of like,
I can imagine. Yeah.
like kind of on the outside, like all right,
Because you're kind of trained to like,
I'm like,
hands
let me-
off, don't do this
Can
to
I
someone
touch,
you don't
Can I
know.
touch this boob? And you're like, oh, that was nice.
And he's, like, looking at me the whole time, like,
can I? Can I
is
do
she
that?
okay over there?
Like, is this the part where she's gonna kill me?
Right.
You're waiting for baseball
Still
signals.
trapped?
It's like, steal home? Say no? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah. So our very first time. I mean, it was exciting. It's kind of funny to look back because I
Yeah.
kind of laugh. I was like, man, what the fuck was I even doing half the time? But yeah, I mean, it broke the ice,
Yeah.
And then from there we talked about it. And one thing, I mean, we I'm not gonna say like there is any kind of cookie cutter or cut
Yeah.
and dry type
Yeah.
of polyamorous relationship because there's a bunch.
Oh,
There's so
jillion.
many different ways to go about it.
Yeah.
Ours, we generally like to do things together,
Okay.
and we found that over the years, it's definitely strengthened our relationship and
Yeah.
definitely strengthened our communication.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the most important. Is
It really is,
communication.
and you would think, as here I am 9 years later,
Yeah.
we have all these crazy stories and things that we experienced that okay, this guy never gets jealous of anything.
Yeah.
But it's not the case. I'm a human being, and granted, like what you or maybe what Joe would see and probably really kind of lose their shit, like wouldn't be that big of a deal to me.
Yeah.
But I still have my limits, and she still does. So that's where
Really?
that communication comes in, and something that you'd be like, oh wow, you did this in that other scenario. Why in this particular one was it not okay? There's just certain
Like flag on the play.
mindsets that you have.
Gotcha.
Yeah, flag on the play. It's just and because of that, over the years we've found that our communication has really gotten to like a great place.
Yeah.
right? And it doesn't necessarily mean in the terms of just polyamory, just in general. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't really like let anything kind of sit and brew.
Yeah.
And we have like a golden rule, which is we don't go to bed mad at each other.
Okay. That's
So-
a solid
Like,
rule.
no matter
I've heard
what.
of that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So
Ever.
like if we have to be up until 5 o'clock in the morning, having to wake up at 6 to go to work,
Yeah.
and as long as we solve that problem,
Yeah.
then it's fine. I was like, all right, I'll just be exhausted
Yeah.
for work today. We'll come home. We'll be on good terms again. We'll sleep
Yeah.
together. We'll be
Yeah.
fine. And
Man, Make up sex.
Make
Okay.
sex is always great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's really strengthened our connection, and people that have looked at us weird, that who know about our life,
Yeah.
think that, oh man, you guys are never gonna work, blah blah whatever. Here we are 9 years
9
later,
years, yeah.
and a lot of the people that used to tell us that are either single, they've had another marriage since then,
Yeah.
or are no longer together.
Yeah.
So it's just because our connection is different from other people doesn't
Yeah.
mean that we don't have a great connection.
Yeah.
But,
You were talking a lot.
was I?
No, I was cool. You're drawing me in because I know communication is key in any relationship. So I can just only imagine how much more is needed. So like, can you think of a time like when there was a flag on a play, like
What does that mean?
like
I mean, it's a
hold
play-
up, time out.
Throwing
We
through
need to
the flag.
discuss this because something here did not happen correctly.
So okay, between the two of us, I would say collectively,
Yeah.
I have messed up more than she has.
Okay.
It's usually the guys anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
you should ask my girlfriend how many times I mess up.
Oh,
Yeah.
all the time. Oh my goodness. Here we
Yeah.
go. What do you think would be a time where I've really kind of...
Is there one that you can share? I mean,
Yeah, there is. So
There we go. She's like, "Yep, I remember
she
this
answered
one."
that with
Actually-
the quickness.
Yeah, she did. I'm like, what have I done? She's like, well, I know what you've done.
I got one. Hold on.
So
Here we
this
go.
was a couple, maybe like 2 years into our poly experience. We
Okay.
were experimenting with couples.
Okay.
Because for a while we were doing, we were meeting just single girls. We didn't really,
Gotcha. So like a swinger type situation, or
what, for this particular
Yeah.
one? No.
Oh,
So
okay.
we tried to like date couples, like
Oh, okay.
not just swap.
oh, okay.
So
Oh,
this,
for the record, I'm straight. So when we say
Oh.
date
Shucks.
couples, it's,
No.
Sorry, Joe.
it's
well.
usually it's usually me with the other girl,
Yeah.
Kelsey with the other guy,
Mhm.
and then possibly her with the other girl.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So in this particular one, this is probably where our communication lacked.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And so we were in a sexual experience with
Mhm.
this couple.
Okay.
And there was one thing in the beginning that Gio was not comfortable with me doing.
Okay.
He just did not. He wasn't comfortable. He thought it was like probably one of the most intimate things.
Gotcha.
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah, you can say it. I don't care
Okay.
now.
So in the beginning, he didn't want me going down on other guys.
Gotcha.
That we were dating, not just random guys.
Yeah.
That we had an established relationship with.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And he understood that like that wasn't fair if the
Mm-hmm.
other girl went down on him. That was just like a mental block that he had.
Yeah.
So this one night, we were all in the bed together, 4 of us,
Yeah.
and the girl wanted me to go down on her boyfriend with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at Gio and I was like, okay, is this okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yes. So I did it
Mhm.
for only one moment because in the back of my head, I feel like
Something.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Something's
I really
off.
don't think that he's okay with this.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like meh, did it for a second and
Yeah.
I was done. And
Yeah.
it was not anything at all.
Yeah.
And but then we had an argument about it.
Oh, really?
So after
So you
they
really weren't
left,
comfortable with it.
I wasn't, and I mean, it wasn't fair to her at all.
Yeah.
If
You're
I
trying to be a
wasn't
trooper.
comfortable- Yeah, I was trying to be a trooper. We were in that moment, you know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't fair for me to be upset with her.
Yeah.
But like it was stupid, but I almost like wanted her to read my mind, but
Oh.
I didn't want her to do it. You know, this is how people.
It's like,
Yeah,
why are you
stupid people
squinting
get-
like that?
Yeah, I'm just
no
like-
reason.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we talked about it and we did
Yeah.
fight a bit because I just it's not a feeling I feel really that much anymore, but at the time I felt a little emasculated,
Gotcha.
you know. And sometimes
Interesting.
that'll be something that comes up in
Yeah.
this type of lifestyle. I've kind of been more not really on the receiving end.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of been more on the one making other guys feel that way sometimes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I really don't try to by
Yeah.
any means. If you guys know me, I'm not that type of person.
yeah.
It
yeah.
just
You're
kind
just so manly, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
manly.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that now, but I do like getting my petty done.
Yeah.
But
Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, so I mean, it was just something that we lacked communication on.
Okay.
We talked about it beforehand a little bit, but in that situation, I should have been forward with her and told her no. You know,
Yeah.
even if it would have ruined that particular moment,
Yeah.
it would have
I wouldn't have
avoided a
cared.
fight. You know,
Yeah.
and
It
I
would've
know
been
she wouldn't
okay.
have cared,
Yeah.
and it probably would have saved me a little bit of
Angst
drama at the
and-
time. Yeah.
And not to mention that girl in Geo did not have good
Oh,
sexual
no.
chemistry
Oh.
at all.
None whatsoever.
Like every time was a disaster.
Oh,
A funny
Paisley.
disaster, but
But she did teach me how to go down on Kelsey, so that was
she did.
one thing.
She was the best.
Yeah.
Shout out, you know who you are.
We'll call her Paisley. Thank you, Paisley.
Thank you, Paisley.
Paisley.
Well, I mean, that's where the whole communication things comes down.
Yeah.
So, I saw that Kelsey was really enjoying the
And
she
I
was
also
doing
raved
it,
about her
and she
a lot.
raved about it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, she's so good at it. And I was like, so what she do?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, don't mind this notepad. I'm
Yeah.
just, writing stuff down.
yeah, how's she do it? And
Yeah.
literally, we were middle doing it. She was explaining to me while I was down there, and now, fast forward years later,
It's not fair.
yeah, now I like making her like
Yeah.
that. But
He's doing like hand signals like Naruto and
It's like 20 seconds and done.
you just
Wow.
learn things from other people.
Yeah.
Some things you like, some things you don't like. And which I feel like is kind of a perk to the lifestyle.
I can imagine.
You learn a lot of things that you don't know that you like until you come across it. You know. Like I didn't know that I liked sometimes dominant girls until I
Really?
started hanging out with a girl that was a dominatrix for a little bit, and I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
oh, okay, she's fun. Nothing crazy, but
Yeah.
like a girl that'll push you down on the bed and stuff. I'm like, oh,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
what's up?
It's
All
pretty
right
hot.
then, yeah. Well, because I'm always like the more dominant
Yeah.
one when it comes to sex, so it was like a very like,
This is different.
this is
Yeah.
very different,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was
And
very
kinda
very
nice.
different kind.
It's like, I feel like I need to arm wrestle you right now.
Well, the
And
thing
she was
is,
very small and dainty. It was kind of funny.
yeah, we had like
Really?
a bit.
Yeah.
We had like almost like a struggle for dominance a little
Wow.
bit. Like it was kind of like a make out, push me down, and then I'm like,
And I was like
I'm
this.
in control here,
I was just watching like,
yeah,
It's like, where'd you get the popcorn from? Don't mind that. Just
don't mind
continue.
about it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean I feel like that's also a really nice contributing factor that Kelsey is a-okay with kind of
yeah,
watching and
Yeah.
and seeing how things go. Yeah.
I do enjoy it.
No? Okay. Okay.
So so I was gonna say we kind of like jumped ahead from where we first started to when we introduced the couples,
Gotcha.
but like our first 2, maybe almost 3 years, we only talked to girls for a while,
Gotcha.
and
I think it was just the first like 2.
maybe the first 2
Yeah.
years. Yeah. And anyways, that there's a term in like the poly lifestyle
Really?
Bad
for a couple,
term.
bad term, for a couple that's looking for a single girl. And they're called unicorn hunters.
Unicorn
Really?
hunting.
They're
Yes,
bad.
and-
What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say all of them are bad necessarily.
Well, that term has
It-
become really
yeah,
not
so-
It's
liked.
a derogatory
Yeah.
stigma
yeah,
with it.
pretty much. So like that single girl would be considered a unicorn.
Gotcha.
And
She's
you're saying,
rare.
oh, I'm looking for a unicorn because they're really rare.
Yeah.
And I mean, not very many girls are going to be like, yeah, I'm down to sleep with a couple, you know,
Yeah.
like you really got to kind of talk them into it. But, let's say you were to go on Tinder or you were
Yeah.
to go on any kind of dating site, you'll see a lot of couples that'll
Mhm.
be like looking for a girl to fuck my man, blah, 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 this and that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gross.
And they like to say that they're polyamorous. They're really not. They're just kind of looking for sex. They're more
Gotcha.
or they're trying to repair their relationship.
Oh.
Yeah,
You often see that?
Doesn't do that.
we've run into that situation where people are not as in good a place in their relationship than they like to put on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll meet them on the first day and we're great. We meet them and hang out with them and get to know them.
And we're like, actually,
start
you
dating
guys
them.
are very toxic.
And then we realize, oh, you guys don't have a good connection at all. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, are you doing this to save your marriage or what? You know?
Wow.
Or to try to, because it's not going to save your marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we,
Do you end up playing Dr. Phil at that point? I mean, for that.
you know what? It's kind of funny looking back now. There's a lot of times where after we met like a couple and not saying that we broke them up or anything, but like if we were to talk to them at a later time, it's like, oh, how are you and so doing? Oh, we're no longer together because
Ooh.
this or that or.
How
you
often
know.
does that happen?
Not
That's
all the
happened
time.
Like a really big time, just once.
Really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, one.
But it
yeah.
was like major.
Yeah, and a couple people we met, it was more like they were just kind of dabbling
Yeah.
with it. A lot of people, they like the idea of it.
But it just gets too real.
Yeah.
It does, when feelings start getting involved and people and like the other significant other would see their wife like actually having feelings for Gio or wanting to be with him, that's where the issue came up. People
Really?
We've
they
met
couldn't handle it once it was an actual
we've met
relationship.
legit swingers
Uh-huh.
that had issues as soon as feelings was involved.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were A-okay if this person slept with that person slept with this. They didn't care when it came to the physical part of it, but as soon as emotions and feelings and you know, like looking
things
over
blew
at your
up.
phone and you see your wife texting, you're like, is she texting him again?
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
because that's all he's going to be thinking about.
it is. And you know what? When like in the very beginning when we decided to start talking to couples, like I would be lying if I said I didn't have that kind of thoughts.
Yeah.
Like who wouldn't, you know? Because we, as a society, we're brought up monogamous.
Yeah.
We're told that it's wrong to be with
Yeah.
more than one person. A lot of us grew up with probably like Christian beliefs or any one of those
Something
types
like
of
that, yeah.
But you're taught like there's one person for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's conditioned learning.
Yeah.
So we're growing up believing that, and then you have to recondition yourself.
Yeah.
There were times where I was like, "Oh, what's wrong with me?
Uh-huh.
Why do I want my boyfriend or my fiance now with somebody else? Why? Who would ever be okay with that? What's wrong with me?"
Yeah.
But then I'd have to like snap myself out of it, and just be like, "No, it's okay. There's no rule book.
Yeah.
No one says you have to be with one person." And I would just have to keep reminding myself that I do want this lifestyle. I do like women, and our relationship is amazing, so it is okay.
Yeah.
So it took me a long time. I would even cry in bed,
Really?
laying next to Gio, and just like have panic attacks. Like you're gonna leave me. This is dumb. How could I, as a person, not want to be monogamous? So
Yeah.
Yeah, it brings a lot of your insecurities out.
Okay.
A lot of things that you are worried about yourself, and you're like, well, let's say, like, oh man, what if that guy has a bigger dick than I do?
Uh-huh.
Or what if that guy does this better? What if this girl does this better? What if Kelsey likes
it's like
this
a
girl?
pissing contest. Who's the more alpha?
And ultimately, what people need to realize is it's not a contest.
Yeah.
And like you're not
not a
competing
competition.
for anything. And as long as you have that connection with your partner, and I know that no matter what, she's coming home with me.
Yeah.
You know, then that's fine. In a poly lifestyle, so the experience that we had that really opened us up to actually talking to couples was a really nice couple that we met. They were actually a bit younger than us.
much younger.
Yeah.
Natasha and Brad. Okay.
We'll go with Natasha and Brad.
Okay.
That's their real names. How'd you know?
I have them right here.
Good. I miss them.
Me too, actually. They were
They're
really cool.
amazing.
So, okay, we were 2 years in to our
Okay.
relationship, yada, yada. You know, we're only really talking to girls and everything. And I think you matched.
Yeah, on
You
Tinder.
matched with a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just chatting. And then she's like, yeah, well, you know, we're a couple. And Kelsey was like, oh, well, you know, we're blah, blah, blah. You know, we only talk to girls and everything. And she brought it to my attention. And I don't know why.
I know why.
Okay, well,
Oh,
she,
okay.
Okay, so
I
She
think I
knows
have an
why.
idea based on that response.
I mean, you can tell them. Okay.
She was like a size 4 tight little Asian.
Oh, gotcha.
So beautiful too. She was just gorgeous.
Gotcha.
Jill was like, well, you know, maybe we can go to dinner.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
So, anyway.
Go to Sizzler, yeah.
So
I mean, I was on the same page.
yeah.
and the guy was really cool, too.
Yeah.
I loved him.
He
Man.
was
Brad was just there.
I'm still I'm still friends with him. He's
Yeah.
a really cool guy. Yeah.
They were good people.
But
Have I met these people?
No.
no,
Okay.
we actually haven't seen them in a long time.
Gotcha.
Well, the girl moved up north somewhere.
Oh, are they not together anymore?
No, they
Sorry,
broke
Natasha
up.
and Brad.
Well, they
Yeah.
were young. They were like in college. They were in like their second, third semester in college.
Gotcha.
You know. So she was moving anyway. She was going up north to do her career,
Gotcha.
and he does his own thing now.
Yeah.
But we still like
She
hear from
studied
him every once in a while.
volcanoes for those of you paying attention.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, she was definitely a volcano. She was a bit more of a geyser,
she was
really.
a geyser.
She was a geyser.
Got power geyser. Gotcha.
She was my my first experience with a squirter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was
Yeah.
intense.
Okay, so anyhow,
Yeah.
we meet them for dinner, and they're cool. They're like,
Yeah.
all right, cool, whatever. And there is a difference between being a swinger and being poly.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Swingers are not really. They might not be poly. Because the definition of polyamorous means like multiple lovers.
Okay, multiple. Okay, yeah.
So if you want to like textbook it, that's what that means. Swingers, they could just go out, have sex with people, and they go home and they're completely monogamous.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, you can come across people that are polyamorous that are asexual. They have no like they have
No
no like
sexual
sexual desire. They do not have sex, but they still have a relationship
Gotcha.
with one another.
It's the emotional.
It's the
aspect,
emotional
not the
connection, and
physical.
that's where polyamorous differs a lot from.
It's a lot of gray areas.
Yeah, it's a lot of gray areas,
Okay.
and like us, we've kind of dabbled a little bit with both.
Yeah.
So for the people listening, they're like, they're not polyamorous.
No.
It's because we were experimenting.
Yeah.
We didn't really know exactly what we wanted until now. Now we have an idea.
Well, for a couple years now, but
Yeah,
then
for a couple of years. But at the time, we were still kind of experimenting with things,
Yeah.
and sometimes hooking up is fun. So anyway, so we met with them. Things went great. Whatever. They spent the night with us, and things get a little hot and heavy on the. God, we had a fucking futon at the time,
that
didn't
was
we?
Yeah.
awful.
Oh, Jesus.
We were on a futon. It was like, let's say maybe 5 inches thick.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Four.
Oh, so Natasha was talking about volcanology and all that stuff.
Yeah. So things started getting hot and heavy,
Yeah.
and
And Gio.
I couldn't get hard.
Oh wow.
I couldn't. This girl was gorgeous. You know,
You got
Kelsey
too
was
much in your
there.
own head.
I got into my own head, and I've had threesomes. I got a couple
a couple by then.
up to then, so I was used to just
Yeah.
being able to get. But what did we name the guy? Brad.
Brad. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Brad.
Brad was there.
Was it because
I
Brad
almost
was in
said
the
his-
room?
I almost said his real name.
I think it was because
Yeah.
Brad was
Brad
there.
was there.
Gotcha.
And nothing against him. It was just for me, like in
It
my
was a
own
first.
head. It was a first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never experienced that. I never had another guy there or anything. So
Just another set of
I
eyes
just
watching
couldn't.
you.
I couldn't do it, and I apologized. And I was like, "Listen, I'm sorry, guys. This is. I'm excited too, but
Yeah.
I'm just so nervous."
Yeah.
And they were so cool with it.
That's
They were.
cool.
They
Hey,
were
don't worry
awesome.
about it. It's not a big deal. This is your first time trying it. Blah
Yeah.
blah whatever. And that.
And they just snuggled up. We watched a movie and went to bed.
yeah. And then
Stupid question. What movie was it? I'm kind
I
of
have
curious.
no idea.
I don't know. It was hard to focus on the movie when you have like
Yeah.
a hot little Asian next to you.
I'm just gonna imagine it's the Order of the Phoenix on Harry Potter. That's the,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
go with that one. So, and you.
So the next morning.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm so long-winded. I'm sorry.
You are. Breathe.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's
yeah,
into
let's
it.
go.
He's feeling comfortable,
Yeah.
so I respect that. Okay.
So the next morning, so we went to bed at like 5 a.m.
Oh wow.
Okay. It was way too tired.
Yeah.
So Gio woke up for some reason at like 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and was playing League of Legends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Rep.
so then the girl woke up. I don't know why everyone fucking woke up so early.
Yeah.
So the girl woke up.
It still frustrates you to this day.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Oh my God. So the girl wakes up and goes in there in the other room. We had another couch in there. So she has him lay with her.
Mm-hmm.
So he lays with her, leaves the game. That was probably a good idea.
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
so,
I was in the middle of the game. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, yes, I'll be right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
so he laid with her. They started kissing, making out, and
Mm-hmm.
everything was fine.
It worked.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it worked.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Yeah.
So she went.
You're solo mid. Okay.
Yeah. So she went to get her boyfriend, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
So Brad went in there and everything was okay still. Gio tried to come get me.
Mm-hmm.
He did attempt.
Yeah.
He went out there and he's like, hey, in the other room where,
Yeah.
it's going down.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
You just want to
I
sleep.
was like, what time is it? And he
Yeah.
said 7 a.m. And I was like, let me sleep. I don't care. I said, go do whatever you want to do. Go.
Yeah.
I didn't even open my eyes. I was like,
Yeah.
go have fun.
She was out.
Just please
Just
go.
paint the walls.
I was
Go.
like,
Yeah.
please
No.
leave me alone.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he listened. So he
Yeah.
was like, well, all right. So he went back in there and had his first guy girl, like guy girl threesome, and I wasn't even
So
part of
okay,
it.
that whole time,
But it was good.
I was just like, what do I do with my hand?
Like, do we high five?
Yeah. So
Do
the
we
girl,
thumb
she
wrestle?
was, obviously she knew what she was doing. You know,
Yeah.
just going down with me,
Yeah.
spin around.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, do I touch her? Do I put my hand on her? I'm just gonna keep him like this. Is this weird if I keep him like
Just
this?
hands on your hips.
Yeah.
Power
The
stance.
Superman
This probably
pose.
looks weird. I mean, you know, just kind of moving my arms
But-
everywhere.
You noticed Brad.
But I noticed that so we're doing this thing, and I noticed that he does not care. Like he is
He's in the
so in the zone that
He's-
she is having a good time. You know,
Yep.
that she's enjoying it and that she's having fun and yada yada. And it was kind of like a light switch for me, you know.
Gotcha.
And I was just like, why do I care so much? Like,
Yeah.
why is it such a big deal? He trusts her,
Yeah.
you know, like, and they're having a great time, and I'm having a good time, you know. And after that, what did we do? We did.
We just had a good day. We just went outside and
No, I meant like the next sexual time. I think we just swapped and
swapped separate rooms.
yeah, we did our separate rooms thing, and that's when I found out that she was a geyser, and I was like, oh my god, Ugh.
Yeah.
You know, next time I wore like
Someone get the towels.
I wore like one of those little
She
umbrella
needed
hats,
a
you know.
raincoat.
You're looking like Paddington Bear.
He needed rain boots, splash mask.
You like that?
Yeah. It's like I'm on a Gallagher show. This is crazy.
So after we did the separate thing, we all got together in the bed,
Yeah.
and we were all just
That's how
kind
powers
of.
combine.
Well,
Yeah.
Exactly.
actually, did we do it that time, or did we just talk?
No, we did it.
We did it. Okay, so we did it that time. Whatever.
Yeah.
We had our very first like foursome.
Okay.
And
Orgy.
Yeah, is it an orgy with 4 people?
Yes.
I think it's more than
I-
3, right? Is that the rules?
I mean, I guess.
Maybe.
I mean,
I'll fact check
orgy
this.
is
Go
like
ahead and continue on.
what makes an orgy?
Yeah. Merriam-Webster. Let's bring it up.
So yeah, we had our first foursome, and we had a great time, and afterwards we were all just in the bed laying together and just chatting, and we were like, so are you okay with everything that happened? Are you all right? You know, we were just making sure everybody was okay, you know, doing the vibe check. And yeah, and then after that we were just like,
And we dated them over the summer, and pretty much every weekend was that. And
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
They came over on a Friday and left on a Sunday night or
It
Monday
was
morning.
really nice. We kind of felt like we were a family, and
Yeah.
it was really cool.
And we and it wasn't like purely just sex. Like we would go out
'Cause-
together. We would, and like
cook
she
and shop
Yeah,
together.
we cook, shop, we'd watch movies and everything.
That was my next question because I know you
Mhm.
mentioned emotions earlier. So, for you guys, emotions getting attached and everything is okay.
Yeah. I mean, we
Yeah,
prefer it.
It's encouraged, really.
Yeah?
It's, I mean, it's depending on what we're meeting certain people for.
Gotcha.
You know?
Right.
Some
so that's
people-
established in the beginning.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we could meet someone and they're just like, oh, can we just hook up? So Gio and I pretty much put our mindsets to this is just a hookup. We're not going to be attached. Even
Yeah.
if we hook
Gotcha.
up more than once, it's okay because our mindset is set that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you cool with bringing them into the fold if that's all they're after? It's just the carnal stuff.
It depends. It really
Yeah,
it depends on our
how we're
connection.
connecting.
If we
Gotcha.
trust them. Some people they kind of reek of like a not like a smell wise,
Oh,
but
I'm
like
about to say it's
I
like
was like,
no,
I
I
can
can
see
see why
no,
that's a
they
turn
just
off.
have like this
Very
like
musty.
aura about them that you don't really trust very well.
Gotcha.
You're just like, I don't know, these people seem shady. I'm not about it.
Gotcha.
You know. But other people, you're just like, okay, whatever. They're looking for fun, and ultimately we always meet them. We always meet first.
Mhm.
At
Yeah,
least-
we like do dinner at Chili's. That's
yeah,
okay.
at least once or twice,
our
and we
first
chat
plan.
for a little bit and stuff like that, like on Snapchat or
El
something.
Presidente Margarita's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, it
god,
is.
it's so good.
But yeah, we just try to talk to get to know them and say like, all right, does it seem like we have decent chemistry? Because for me, honestly, just for me, I have to have somewhat of chemistry with the girl.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, so we'll go on to the next couple that we met.
Mhm.
We're like, okay, well that was awesome. Unfortunately, the couple before they were young, so they
Mhm.
had issues as far as, I mean, they're in college.
What,
they're
Brad and Natalie? Was that her name?
Natasha.
No, Natasha.
Yeah, Brad and
Natasha.
Tasha.
Carolina.
Yeah, they just were growing apart really.
Gotcha.
No.
So we were like, okay, well we had a great time with them. We had a great experience. We had like a family for a little while. We did
Yeah.
all these cool things. Let's try and find that again.
Yeah.
So we met another couple, and we felt like, hey, we met the last ones on a hookup. We'll
Yeah.
just meet maybe these on a hookup too and see how that goes. And
Who are we talking about?
Is this Greg and
The White Ranger.
White Ranger and so Tommy?
Yeah.
We have Tommy and
Kimberly.
That was a secret.
oh, whoops.
That was for me to know who we're talking about.
Oh, my bad.
So we got
I'm just
beep
joking.
and beep.
If you need me to bleep that, I can bleep
no,
that.
I don't
okay.
think so.
Yeah.
That part doesn't matter.
It'll be
Okay.
fine. You're never gonna.
Years old.
Jason David Frank,
Yeah.
the White Ranger
So
from
yeah,
yeah.
David Frank. And
We can call him White Ranger.
yeah, whatever. The White Ranger.
I'm loving these names.
and wherever the other girl was from, I don't know. Honduras
Amy
or
Jo
something.
Johnson.
No, we're not going to say where she's from.
Rita Repulsa.
Rita. Not Rita. Give me Amy Jo at least.
I think you and Amy Jo
I'll
would have
even
more,
take Trini.
would have
Okay.
more chemistry with,
Scorpina.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I would have a lot better chemistry. So we meet these people,
mhm.
and there were red flags from the get-go that we
Really?
should have really
we
noticed.
should have just avoided that.
We should have just avoided this
Really?
whole situation. Oh my god!
what was wrong with them?
Go for it.
So, what wasn't? I don't even remember. Okay, how did we meet them? Take me back.
Tinder.
I know Tinder, but we just met them for a hookup or something?
Yeah. Well, that was the intention.
Well, here was one red flag that came up that we
Okay.
should have noticed. We were sitting on the bed because what you should do is talk about what you're about to do.
Yeah,
And what's okay
game plan
and
and
what's
kinda-
not okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
Boundaries and
Yeah.
so forth.
Safe word.
Yeah.
Sure, if you need one.
Yeah. I'm a fan of nunchaku as
So-
my safe word.
Ungawa.
So, Gio and I are big kissers. We love kissing.
Gotcha.
That
Nice.
turns us on. It's super hot.
It's a-
I mean, I feel like you have to kiss if you're going to have sex.
Yeah.
My opinion. That's an
That's,
opinion only.
that's my opinion too.
Yeah.
If I can't kiss you, I probably shouldn't be having sex with you.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're sitting on the bed, and the White Ranger was like, "Okay, so me and Amy were talking, and we're like, okay, good." And he was like, "So we decided that we're not gonna have any kissing." And Gio and I was like,
Uh-oh.
"Wait, I feel like we probably made a face.
Record
we
scratch
kind of like we maybe
immediately.
like
Yeah.
big,
Yeah.
but that wasn't the red flag.
Yeah.
The red flag was Amy going, "No, we didn't."
Oh
no. Oh,
and we
man.
just looked at her, and she's like, We didn't say that."
So clearly
And-
there was a.
And
There was
White-
already a disconnect there.
White
and
Ranger was like, "We
I don't
just
know.
talked about this." Like literally, they were like talking about it. Like we weren't there. He was
Yeah.
like, "We just
Wow.
talked about this. You said no kissing." She's like, "No, it's fine. We can kiss. It's fine." And we
So
were
she-
just like, "Oh
She
shit."
Oh,
changed her
no.
mind at the last second.
Either
then?
that or he's just like, yeah, let's do this. Oh, well,
Yeah. So,
Oh.
so it was
someone
awkward
wasn't
there.
truthful.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think, I don't know. I think for her, she probably, did she even see what we really looked like before then? I don't know. I don't really remember how that whole situation happened. It was so like years
How
and
we
years
looked
ago.
like.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe she was like, oh, they're better looking than I thought they
Yeah.
would be or something. I don't
Oh.
know. But, so, I don't know. We just not overlooked it. We just kind of ignored that. We're like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe it was
We were like, "Okay, so no kissing."
Yeah.
Clearly.
yeah, so whatever. So we God, this part makes me laugh. You have to
You gotta say it.
Which part do
He
you
can't
want?
keep it together.
Where we're all four in the room?
Yeah, we're all four and all that craziness.
So okay.
Here we
So
go.
we're on the same bed, but we
Mhm.
girlfriend swapped. So I'm with White Ranger, he's with Amy,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just doing our own thing. Everything's fine. We're all having sex
Mm-hmm.
next to each other. And we get to the end, and so Gio was like, "So where, should I finish?"
Mm-hmm.
So did she tell you on?
All she said was not inside me.
Okay, so not inside me.
Yeah, not inside
So
me.
he pulls out. Side note, we should have been wearing a condom.
Mm.
Yeah.
But we weren't.
Like
and
we almost always do it.
Yeah.
I think that
but-
was maybe the only time we did it.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
only
Time.
hookup we ever did. And then since then we were just like, I don't know
Yes.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Mhm.
So he pulled out and finished on her tummy,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty normal.
Yeah.
At least you would
Where we
think. Think about it this way: if you're gonna meet people and you're gonna have, just hook up sex with
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
yeah, you're thinking like porno logic. You're like, I'm probably gonna finish somewhere on
I
it,
don't know
right?
what that is.
That's another talk we need to have.
So guys do finish and they need to go somewhere.
This is
Somewhere.
true.
And I'm not going to turn around and do it on the tile floor.
Hey man, I said
So-
paint the walls, dude.
So, okay. So he does his thing. And she was like, wait, did you finish? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, on me? And he was like, yes. And she stands up. She starts shaking. She's like, oh my God, get it off. Get it off. Get it off. And
Are
she's
you
like,
serious?
I'm not. She's like jumping up and down. And she's like,
Yeah.
get it off. And
Having a full-blown fucking panic attack right after.
And
we
he's like,
just
"This
got-
is working for me." Okay.
so, and I'm with her guy. Her guy's behind me. I'm like bent over. I was like, what's going on? I was like, you gotta hurry. I was like, get it. I was like, hurry up. So he finished.
On command.
I felt bad. I didn't want to stop mid. I was like, hurry up. Obviously something's wrong here.
She's like, okay.
So
Time is a
anywho,
factor.
anywho, me and him leave the room.
I pushed them out really fast.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, go.
And I look at him and I'm like, dude, what the fuck just happened?
Like, so how about that game?
I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Have you never done that before on her? He's
Yeah.
like, no, I do it all the time. I don't know why she's freaking out right now. I was just like, she acted like I shot fucking acid on her right now. Like, what is going on?
May as well be.
And then I don't know what happens in the room.
Yeah.
But from
Well,
my
I
point
cleaned
of
her
view,
off.
from my point of view, she comes out of the room like nothing fucking happened. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, man, that was
nothing.
epic, guys, wasn't it?
Hey guys, that was fun, wasn't it? And I
I
was just
don't know
like,
how to feel right now.
I'm sitting here like, are we not going to talk about that? Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Like, like, are you kidding me?
So I just pretty much cleaned her off and I laid with her. I was like, are you okay? And she was like,
Vibe
yeah,
check,
I don't
good.
know. I'm just really stressed out. And I was like, okay, do you want to talk? I've known her maybe 5 hours.
Oh.
And I was like, do you want to
Okay.
talk about it?
Wow.
Okay.
No, actually, we knew each other longer.
Yeah, we knew them for a little bit. 'cause
Relatively
we
short.
went,
I mean, it felt like 5 hours.
yeah, no, we went
Yeah.
on like an ice skating date. We
Yeah.
went on like 2 dates with them just to see if we would have chemistry.
No.
And the thing is, so me and her had no sexual chemistry, but her and I had really good friendship chemistry.
Gotcha.
As weird as that was.
You're more buddies than anything.
Yeah, and we like talked a lot, but like it did not mean we didn't have any sexual chemistry whatsoever. But continue, please.
Okay, so after we come out there, she didn't want to talk about it. She was just like, nope, I'm stressed out. And we were like, okay, we're going to bed. So we went to bed and we left them on the couch. Fast forward to our next sexual experience with them. I don't know why we even
You
agreed
decided
to it.
again
Yeah.
after that event.
No, it gets worse.
Yeah, it gets a lot worse. This is okay. So this is years ago. So we're much older now,
Yeah.
and now we're seasoned and we've seen.
Yeah.
things. At the time, we were still young. We were still just like, oh fuck, at least we're getting to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we were enjoying the experience. So
Yeah,
whatever.
at
We're
least
like,
trying
okay,
to.
fine. We'll try again. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
So they come over one night and we're in the living room this time. Gio and the girl is on a little like day bed.
Yeah.
It's kind of awkward and a weird size. And
Yeah.
me and him are on the couch.
Oh, for the record, we just got rid of that thing.
Okay.
That Chase.
Okay.
Is it Chase?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Well, it's a
Fuck,
date.
we've had that thing for like 5 years just sitting
Okay.
in our computer room, and we're just
Gotcha.
like, what the
Okay,
fuck do we
that's
do with this?
irrelevant.
Sorry.
Okay.
Let me tell the story.
They brought the room together.
Yeah.
It was nice.
So he's like straddling her. I'm looking at them. It looks very awkward and uncomfortable. He's like straddling
Very uncomfortable.
the thing, kind of like
Gotcha.
a mechanical bull.
Okay,
That's how
okay.
he looked like he was on. So
Yeah.
she and I'm fine. Me and this guy had no issues. We were kind of like
You're just
laughing
vibing,
at them
just
because
chilling.
they have issues.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we had so many problems.
That's
so
funny.
she was like, faster, faster. And he was like, okay, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I can't really stand correctly. He's like,
Yeah.
can we swap positions? And she says, no. And so,
Well then.
Oh, well,
and
I mean,
but she wanted to keep going faster and harder. And he's like, okay, well, can you get on top of me? She goes, no. And then he's like, well, can you stand up over there by the couch by Kelsey? And she goes, no.
wow.
So
So
here I
Gio-
go. I just throw up my hands. I say, fuck it. I just turn around, butt ass naked, and walk out of the room. I'm like, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm done. I just walked away.
She's
Wow.
a team player.
And I was just like,
Wow.
oh my God. So I went after him And I was like, all right, I'm going to make them leave. So, because it was just so awkward.
Yeah,
he was
that's-
embarrassed. I mean, and he was trying to have sex not to finish by then.
Yeah, because by that time I already had like this weird block in my head that I was like,
Oh,
if
yeah.
I come, she's gonna freak the fuck out again. So
Yeah.
what I may have even having sex with her
And
for?
you're like, why am I even here?
Yeah, why am I even here right now?
And
Yeah.
they just had issues because it was really hard for her to give him an erection anyways because it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had no sexual chemistry.
so
we did
I
not
came-
kiss well, nothing.
I
Yeah.
came out of the room and I was like, you guys got to go.
Yeah.
Like, that just was very straightforward. And then the girl was like, what do you mean? I thought I was better. And I was like, no. I was like, you weren't.
Wait, what?
It's like, listen here, demon. You
Yeah, it was
And
not
it
a
was
good
like
experience.
3:00 in the morning. And I was like, really? You guys can't stay here tonight. I was like, you have to go.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, okay. Like, they were sad because she thought she did better. And I was like, you did not do better.
Yeah, we just
she
there
like
was
from the-
no sexual chemistry whatsoever, and like I don't know. I've never really been in a situation where a girl did not want to like swap positions at all to
Yeah.
kind of accommodate you,
Yeah.
but like was being super bossy and telling you what to do, and I'm just like, bitch,
Like, that's not the
what
wrong
are you
dominant.
doing? You know,
Yeah.
say working right. You know,
And the weird thing
yeah.
is, after they left, I
Mhm.
swear, like maybe a week or so later,
Yeah.
they were texting me to hook up again. And literally, I was like,
No.
no.
Did they
No.
not understand?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
like, did you guys have a
So-
good time? Because that was a shitty time.
Yeah, so after that was one of those times where
Yeah.
I told you, like, I kind of felt like a little emasculated. I was like,
Yeah.
man, like, what? And at the time, like, I was having a hard time getting an erection,
Yeah.
you know? And at least with her.
Yeah.
So I was just
Well,
like, what's
I
Not
can-
me.
Oh yeah,
her.
let's
Yeah.
specify here
Yeah,
with her.
she sounds terrible.
Either her.
Yeah. So I was,
Yeah.
but like I was still kind of young at the time. I was just
Yeah.
like, what's wrong with me? Like, why is it not working? Blah, blah, whatever. And Kelsey's like, it's not you. I'm telling you, it's
Mhm.
not you. So she like calls up a friend of hers.
Yeah, I called in a favor.
She called in a
You
favor.
phoned a friend.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Nice.
And then I
That's
was
a
like,
team player
yeah.
right there.
And I was
She-
like,
I was like, you need a confidence boost. Beep, 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 beep,
6-man
beep, beep,
award. Here we go. Off the bench. Let's do
Bring
this.
her in. Bring
yeah.
her in.
Speed
and
dial.
that was a very good time.
It's like
And
Delta
I was
Force.
like, well, clearly I'm not the problem.
Yeah?
Because it's working very fine right now.
Yeah.
So,
And that was like the next day.
Wow.
yeah. She really
like,
came in clutch there.
That's
Thank
hilarious.
you, friend.
This friend still tries to get with
does.
me.
Wow.
Yeah, she still is like, hey, blah, blah, whatever. I'm like, bitch, you married, you got kids. I'm
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
like,
Don't
stop
call
that.
her a bitch. She's great.
I mean, yeah, she was pretty good at some stuff.
Yeah.
But still, you know, you probably shouldn't be talking to me.
Okay. So, in this, who's the one that the people have to win over? Who is the one that's the more difficult one to win over between the two of you?
Kelsey.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Really? So you were the stopgap, essentially. You are the
I-
gatekeeper.
Emotions wise.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah. So we were talking about like a lot of sex
Yeah.
stuff. Fast forward a little bit of time when
Yeah.
we started wanting to actually meet people and get to know them and
Yeah.
actually date them. I'm gonna say I get my heart broken all the time, but
yeah.
Gio's a sap,
I am
actually.
a sap. I'm a softie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
I
really is.
like when I like somebody,
Except
I fall
when he
hard.
needs to be
you know,
not softy. So
Yeah, exactly.
oh yeah. But like when it comes to like meeting people, you know, I try not to bring like the heartbreak and stuff from the prior relationship into this one because this person hasn't done anything wrong
Yeah.
to me, you know. So I let myself fall for people. I don't really put up my walls like other people would.
gotcha.
And a lot of these situations, like I fall pretty hard
Yeah.
for people, but most of the time, well, at least from what we found,
Yeah.
it wasn't really my connection that was an issue,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even really Kelsey's connection. We just found that it was the other couples that we met.
Yeah.
Most of the time, almost every time.
Well, you're getting way off track from his question.
Oh, sorry. Damn, I'm so bad at that.
It's all right.
But we just found that in the other couples that we've met,
Yeah.
most of them were in that mindset where I was when we first started,
Mhm.
and they still had that jealousy phase.
Gotcha.
They still have that
I mean, we still have that
insecurity.
phase.
Well, I mean, everybody gets jealous, but
Yeah.
the thing is, we have that communication now where we can tell each other that.
Yeah.
Where we found that in the other couples that we've met, the other guys are not really there yet.
Yeah.
And that kind of comes back around to like when it comes to the connection, like who's it harder to get with, I usually always connect really well
Gotcha.
with the other person, and Kelsey will connect with the other guy, but then it's the other guy that has the issues with me usually. Yeah.
And I'm a really cool girl, so people like me faster than I like them.
Really?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I'm super nerdy. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm a dream girl, really.
I told her that earlier. That's what she's saying
Yeah,
now.
that's
That she's my dream girl. Yeah.
So I don't know. People like me a lot faster than I like them, just because I put up such a big wall.
Yeah.
Because we actually
Really?
do get hurt a lot in this type of relationship, and I have to be there for Gio when he gets his heart broken.
Gotcha.
So I'm like the stronger one in that aspect.
Gotcha.
And it's really hard for me to like connect really emotionally with people.
Yeah.
I don't know if my standards are too high or if I just let little things bother me too much. But
Gotcha.
it's really hard
Interesting.
for me to really open up and
Yeah.
like let myself love someone else.
Yeah.
And I go straight into that honeymoon phase, like
Gotcha.
real quick. I'm like, hey, what's up? You're
like-
awesome. Like, let's do this.
Put
stuff.
on the gas, pedal to metal. I'm in it to win it.
That's generally how it is. So it's like me like running, you
Yeah.
know, and then Kelsey's kind of like that strap that pulls me back. Like, hey,
Yeah.
will you calm down? I'm like, okay. Keeps me in check a lot.
Yeah.
Well, mostly because I'm the one that gets us in trouble sometimes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So like, one couple that we met, we had a great connection with them.
Yeah.
So much so that like we even met their family, we met their kids.
Oh wow.
Kids absolutely love us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
the kids
still
know?
talk about us.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, I went to their kid's birthday party not too long ago, dressed up as a dinosaur.
Oh, nice.
So, you know, but we try not to burn our bridges. Really, like we try to be friends with whoever we met in the past. But we had a great connection. I even met her mom. The mom like absolutely loved me.
Okay.
Mom like
And,
hits on him too.
Yeah, she did.
That's funny.
Yeah, I even told the girl, I was like, shit, man, I'm gonna go talk to your mom. So we met them. We dated for a while, and it was a while before we let anything get physical.
Gotcha.
You know, it was purely talking, dates, going on walks together, chatting together. We had a great connection, you know. Kelsey actually connected pretty well with, at least from my point
Or
of view.
so I thought.
Or so she thought. But from the outlook, you know, it looked like things were going great.
Yeah.
You know, until things got to sex.
Oh.
I feel like sex really does ruin everything.
Yeah.
Not always, but
Most of the
It's
time.
a contributing factor. It can
it's
be.
where people's insecurities really come out, and it's where people's, you know, where
Where they realize that they're not okay with things.
Yeah, or they realize that you're like, oh shit, this was real.
A bunch of boundaries that they didn't
Yeah.
realize were there.
Mm-hmm. So which we never drink before we do this stuff, but and this time we were drinking. Which was weird because it was a super full house.
Yeah.
Yeah, her mom was there.
The kids
Her
were there
there.
and
Oh.
everything. Yeah. So anyway, we did a swap. And Kelsey, I don't really know Kelsey's side of the story very much, but that's hers to tell. But
fine.
no, it was fine. Okay, so me and the wife were kind of going at it. We were doing our thing, and you know, me and her, we had a great connection. Like to this day, I still like sometimes think I'm like, damn, we had such a good connection, her and I, you know. And things were going great, yada yada. We're having sex, blah blah whatever. Kelsey even came in and started making out with her a little bit. That was pretty hot.
It was
So leaves the room, and her husband walks in. Her butt ass naked.
knowing what we were all doing.
Knowing what we were doing.
Him and I just had sex.
She was still riding me, and then all of a sudden it just clicked in his head.
It's
like this guy's fucking my wife.
like, I'm not okay with this. Oh,
And
wow.
they were swingers before.
They were swingers before, you know.
So something about you really, really
It was
affected
the
him.
emotional part.
The
Gotcha.
emotional part just clicked in his head, and all of a sudden he just lost his shit.
He was
Really?
screaming and yelling and calling everything off immediately.
Whoa.
We were in a
Immediately called
relationship.
everything off.
Like
Wow.
literally, we
We
were
were dating for a while, for a little while actually,
Yeah.
before we let anything get sexual, you know, because in our case we sort of like, okay, well let's try and do this right. Let's do this as a relationship, and I mean, granted, me and Kelsey met as fuck buddies really, and look at where we are now 9 years later.
Yeah.
But we were like, okay, well let's try to do the traditional thing of where you date people for a little while
Yeah.
before you get there.
No.
And so he walked in, lost his mind. He just could not take it.
Wow.
Called everything off. We left.
It was like
left
3 a.m.
at 3 a.m.
It's like the
yeah.
golden hour.
You at 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Right.
Yeah.
Man.
So we left. He called everything off, and he
He just couldn't take it.
couldn't take it.
Wow.
And for a little bit after that, because her and I had such a good connection, he was gonna let me and his wife date for a little while.
Okay.
But
But then they would go on dates, and she would come home, and he would say, "How could you do that, you whore? You're a slut for doing
my.
this."
wow.
But turn around and say, "No, you're fine. Go. You can hang out with Jill. You can talk to him." But then slut shame her when she got home.
That's some
not
bipolar
okay.
action.
And yeah, so I called things off. I was like, it's not fair to you.
Yeah.
Fast forward a little bit of time, and he got his own girlfriend.
Yep.
So he was cool with himself getting it, but
Well, that's
And
the
he had
thing.
already decided at that time that I was not the girl for him. He wanted
Gotcha.
no part of talking to me whatsoever.
gotcha.
Yeah. So he fast forwarding. Her and I
Yeah, this
tried.
guy's a joke.
Her and I tried
That's
for a little
wild.
bit to date, but it was just like it was just so weird. You
Yeah.
know, like I would go pick her up and he'd be mad at her every time, but telling her it's okay to go with me, and I'm just like, oh. And he still like to this day tries to be my friend. Like he still messages me and
He's
stuff.
so crazy.
That's really weird.
And
He
I
even
mean,
messages me sometime randomly. Like if I do a Snapchat story, he replies to it, and I'm just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So anywho, he gets his own girlfriend, right? And when he has his own girlfriend, it's okay for her to date me, but it's okay for her to
Oh.
date me and not like treat her like crap when she comes home. You know,
Because he's got his thing on the side.
he has
Right.
his thing going on, so it's he doesn't care what she does. So, whenever his relationship ended, it became an issue now because
Literally,
how
back
dare
and
you talk
forth
to this
3
guy, blah blah
times.
Yeah.
blah, whatever, and it's just like okay, he gets another girlfriend. Oh, I don't care
Oh,
who
he's
you talk
perfect
to.
fine.
Yeah,
So
literally, this happened 3 times.
Yeah, so like to me, I was like, well, this is not worth it. You know,
Yeah.
I like to this day, like I said, I still thought we had an amazing connection, her and I, but it's gotten to the point where like it was off and on for so much that like
It's not worth it.
it wasn't
It's
worth
not
it,
worth it anymore,
and it really kind of like ruined our friendship / relationship. You know,
Yeah, it sounds volatile.
And not to
Yeah.
mention, they are separated now.
now they're separated.
I'm not surprised.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
He even went as far as saying, like, "I wish I didn't have a baby with you."
Ooh.
Like that.
yeah,
Like,
like
come
she would call me and
That's just
and
cutting
tell me like
tears.
these things, and she would come over sometimes crying, and I'd be like, I'm,
Like, what can we
I
do?
don't know what to say. Like, I
Wow.
don't know what to tell you. Like, and it really kind of ruined her and I connection.
Yeah,
you know?
that would kill the vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So like, I was just like, it wasn't worth
Please
it.
don't
You
kill
know.
my
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
But that's like one of the ones where it was like we had a
that was
connection,
doozy.
but that was like a really doozy. And that was probably one of the few times where I really got my heart broken.
Yeah.
You know.
I had to really
Uh,
like mend it back together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but it kept happening where we had to like keep saying, okay, well maybe we can't talk again and stuff.
Yeah.
And now I don't know, it's hard. Like it's hard for me to really even be her friend. Like we were friends for a little while afterwards,
Yeah.
but like it kept like I kept like kind of getting those feelings for her every time, you know?
Gotcha.
So for me, I had to like really distance myself.
yeah.
And I was like, she's like, oh, because she got mad at me the very last time. We don't really talk at all anymore.
Oh, wow.
But she got mad at me because like, why can't we just be friends? And I'm like, because I have a hard time just seeing you as a friend.
Yeah.
I like you.
Yeah, she didn't want to accept that.
I like you too much, and then the fact that now you're dating somebody else and want to hang out with me, like it makes
Yeah.
me sad.
She
knowing
wanted
that
to
you and I
like
have
bring
that
her new
connection.
boyfriend
Yeah.
over to our house, and I was like,
Yeah.
That's.
I already knew
awkward.
how Jill was. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just like, I didn't even tell Kelsey. I'm like, I don't think I can do it, because it's gonna, and it's weird because it's been like a good almost 2 years now,
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
and you would think like I would be completely over it, but I think because the way it happened, like me and her never like broke up. We
Like
never
our
had,
closure.
we
The
never had
closure
a,
wasn't there.
yeah, we never
Mhm.
had like that fight where I was like, okay, fine, we're broken up, or
You don't really have a
calling
reason
it
to
off.
hate
It
her.
was
was just
kinda forced.
It was just forced off
Mhm.
every single time.
Yeah.
And then like the fact that they still kind of use the kids, because I love kids. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really weak against kids. They still use the kids for me. Like, and they're like, oh, blah blah. Today's my son's birthday, but nobody showed up. I was like, okay, hold on, let me pack up my Switch. Let's
Yeah.
go play Smash at your son's house, you know. But that's just how I am. I'm a
Is he
sap.
still in the picture with the kids, or?
Yeah, he sees the one that's his.
Gotcha.
Well,
That's the last time I heard anything.
Yeah, he actually called me the other day, and he said, blah, 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 whatever. I think that you could be an asset to me and be my friend. And I was like,
Wow,
an
when you
asset?
say that someone's an asset
yeah,
to you,
that
that's
really turned it off to me. I was like, be an asset to me?
that's not how it
fucking
works.
kidding
Is this
me?
a business proposition? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You're not a piece of equipment to just be tracked.
I'm just too nice to really kind of like tell them to go fuck off. But I don't know. Like, I have a weak spot for the kids, though. That's just
Yeah.
my thing. You know, as soon as they're like, hey, this kid, blah, 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 they really want to see you. And I'm just like, fine, I'll
Yeah.
go over and see the kids.
Yeah, that's wild.
You know,
Yeah,
I
it's-
find that fascinating that that you're talking about, like, oh, well, you know, I got my heart broken or whatever, you know, and then you just go back to Kelsey and she just helps you out, mends you up a little bit.
That's
you
an
know?
interesting balancing act.
But
Yeah.
but I'm just I find that fascinating because you know normally you don't break up from a girlfriend, you just go back to your other girlfriend and it's and that's normal or
Yeah.
that's a common thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it feels so
Yeah,
weird. when you
no
explain
matter
it that
what,
way.
we know we have each other.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like-
breakups
Yeah.
still suck. We still get our heart broken.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
humans.
It's like you have these hurt feelings that you're trying to deal with, but
Yeah.
yet you still have this other person
It's
and not mix.
It's a lot easier when we both don't get our hearts broken at the
Yeah.
same time,
Yeah.
and I think
I was
that's why
already over.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
That's why Kelsey kind of has her walls a little bit more
Yeah.
up. I mean,
You're like,
I'm-
I already forgot
me,
about
I
these
just-
people.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm
Wait,
on.
who?
She's like, I'm swiping already. What are you talking about? And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
I got a new
I don't
date
think
for
I'll
us.
never
Yeah.
find another girl like that again.
Yeah.
And then she's like, look at this girl I'm matched with. I'm like,
No.
let's go on a date.
You're sitting there listening to Usher songs, and she's like, I got Chris Brown playing. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
That's
But,
funny.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing. Sometimes we've tried to look at it and we're like, damn, like, man, we're kind of weird, aren't we?
But, hey, man,
but it works.
it's
It
yeah,
does.
and it works.
It,
And
it works for us.
like
yeah.
it's not for everything. I don't think I have the fortitude to deal with it, but I commend you guys for being
Yeah.
able to do that.
I mean,
It's not easy for sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
But-
But I mean, the thing is, so you get hurt a lot, but it's also somewhat of a confidence booster
Yeah.
as well. At least for me.
Yeah.
For me, being such a sexual person,
Yeah.
I'm very sexual. Like if I'm dating somebody
What?
and I'm dating somebody that's not very sexual, it is
Yeah.
like very weird to me.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, it's just me and you on this couch. Are we not gonna do anything at all?
Yeah.
We're just gonna watch this movie. You know?
It's like, oh, that's
She's
it?
really good at
Yeah.
Netflix and chill.
Well, you know, but that's just how I am. Like
Yeah.
even her and I, like we have an active sex life,
Yeah.
and we like to talk about it, and just, just how we are. You know,
Yeah.
like we still flirt.
We
and
might be a
still
little
send
too
nudies to each other.
open
Yeah, I don't know.
sometimes.
Yeah, we'll meet people that are like rather prudish in
Yeah.
a lifestyle where they're trying to be polyamorous.
Like, this is Sandra. She's in a nunnery.
Yeah, it's like, well, me and you have nothing in common. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there and be a swipe right.
Which
Yeah.
okay, hold on. Now that you bring up religion, I have a really funny story.
Oh, here we
Okay.
go. Here we go.
Okay, so my grandfather is an evangelist,
Uh-huh.
right? And which is kind of crazy how my lifestyle is.
Uh-huh.
I have an uncle who's a pastor also, and
I remember.
they are convinced that I'm going to be a pastor one day.
Oh,
They are.
they don't know, do they?
No,
don't.
they do not.
These
know.
two people do not know.
Yeah, I mean,
like the pasteurized milk or something? Is that what we're talking about?
so they think I'm going to be a holy man, and
Mm.
I'm just not religious at all. I'm
Yeah.
okay if people are, but just for me personally,
Yeah.
I'm not. And one morning, Kelsey and I are fooling around,
Mhm.
doing our thing, and
Before work.
Before work.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, how
at the
dare
time,
So I had to leave.
yeah, she had to go to work, and I don't know what the fuck I was
Hurry
doing.
up, hurry up.
Yeah.
You were doing Uber.
I was doing Uber for a little while,
Gotcha.
which is super fun to do, but you don't make shit for money.
Yeah.
Anywho, so she was going to work, and I was like, well, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna finish this off myself, you
Yeah.
know. So I'm over here on my phone, I'm looking at porn and shit,
Mhm.
and I get no lie, like 13 text messages from my evangelist grandfather.
Wow.
Jesus is watching you. He's waiting for you to come to him.
Whenever
When
you're
are
ready.
you gonna be
Bible
baptized? When are-
verses.
Bible verses.
Austin
and-
3:16.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
You don't
man.
even know. And I'm just like,
I was like, huh.
yeah.
Swipe.
Yeah. Grandpa, you're making this really hard for me to finish right now.
It's like, but I'm kind of into it.
He called me like in tears, and I was
laughing
laughing
Yeah.
so
out.
hard. Yeah.
I
That-
could not believe it.
That's
I was like,
hilarious.
He sent me
Nuns.
screenshots.
Yeah. I sent her screenshots as like Bible verse with like porn in the background. on
That's
my phone.
hilarious.
And oh my God, it was the hardest wank in my life.
For you, it was challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
I'm still going to finish, goddammit.
Exactly.
You're not taking this from me, Jesus.
So
Yeah.
I know Gio's been talking a lot. Do you guys have any questions?
I currently, right now, I don't think I have anything else. What do you got, Joe?
No, I thought what I pointed out earlier, what I thought was just really fascinating, how you were speaking about that, and I'm thinking in my head, like, that's so foreign to me,
yeah,
like,
it's definitely a very foreign
It's hard
concept.
to wrap your brain around.
Yeah.
it really,
Yeah.
it is absolutely. Like, I think I'm the kind of person I can only really deal with just one person at a time. I don't really can't find in myself to, love more than one person. So
Yeah.
I already know that I can't really do that. So when you say that you do that, I was like, that is
You're
so
like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
not saying that I think it's wrong or anything, because
Oh, no.
it's clearly not.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. It's just so weird because I never see that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so different.
It is very different.
Yeah, I don't think I have the emotional strength to deal with something like that. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we probably didn't think we could either.
Yeah.
We just kind of had to keep talking each other through it.
Yeah.
Keep talking to ourselves about it, really.
Oh,
Yeah.
So the more we talked about it, the more confident we felt about it.
That's awesome, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
like if this is not something that we thought we actually wanted long term, we probably wouldn't have succeeded.
yeah.
So, and Joe actually did ask me a question the other night, and I like cringed a little.
Ooh.
Did I? I don't
Oh,
remember.
now you're going to hear this.
I don't remember what I said.
So-
Sorry.
So, just because it's a huge misconception that people don't really understand, and I know that he didn't know it, so he
Okay.
wasn't.
Oh,
you-
now
my
I'm-
bad. Okay, I'm going to say I'm so sorry.
You were totally
I was-
In
fine.
I
Joe's
am
defense,
clearly-
he has had situations like that. and
when
it's been hilarious.
when I remind you, you're gonna be like, okay, I get it.
Okay.
So
okay, here we go. It's time to
you and I were talking about it at
Oh, no.
Steep Station,
Okay.
and I mentioned being cheated on in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and Joe was like, "Wait, you're polyamorous. How have you been cheated on?"
Okay, you're right. No, that I think that is a legitimate question.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's-
right,
yeah, that
and
makes
you
sense,
know,
yeah.
a lot of people do have that question. They're like, "Well, how is cheating a thing if you're polyamorous?" So the whole thing about that is you can absolutely cheat if
Yeah.
you're in a polyamorous relationship. If I go out and have sex with someone, I don't tell Gio and my other partner
Yeah.
or
Because
partners.
the communication is.
Then I'm
portion.
cheating on
Yeah.
them, all of them.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
it's all about consent and communicating and letting them know. If I did want to meet someone out there, I would just bring it up and we would talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of it, like, let's say it's like, hey, I'm gonna go meet this person
Yeah.
for X or Y or whatever. We're just gonna go hang out. If something happens, am I okay to do it or no?
Yeah.
And she'll tell me yes. She'll tell me no. Usually she gives me a pretty long chain, and I try not to joke myself with it.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'd be lying and say if I don't push the envelope.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that kind of brings that made me have a question. So, like, let's say one of you guys are into this other person, and the other one's not. Do you guys have like an agreement? Like, okay, well, you can do this. I'm not with it, or is it all or nothing?
So, no, we've had a few instances where it's been separate.
Yeah.
Gio's had a couple one-night stands, maybe. One or two.
What about like extended, not just one night stand situation?
Yes, as well. Over last summer, Gio did have a girlfriend on his own.
Uh-huh.
Her and I were pretty close friends, so
Yeah.
everything was okay. I'm okay with it as long as you're nice to me. Be my friend, maybe.
Yeah.
We did try in the beginning where this one girl was just a complete asshole to me
Yeah.
and messaged me terrible things.
Terrible.
Like why is your boyfriend wanting me and you guys are together? He's gonna leave you for me, and I mean like that.
Like,
I'm
what,
not
what
okay
are
with.
you not giving him that
Yeah.
he's looking for from me?
Right.
And I
So
was like, bitch, I'm not looking
so,
for
but-
anything.
Yeah.
But this other
She's
girl was
fishing.
really, really nice. Her and I could hang out, no problem. So I was
Yeah.
okay with it. Fine.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't a part of it sexually or emotionally, she was
Yeah.
still my friend.
Yeah.
But then one day she just completely disappeared off the face of the earth.
Huh.
Yeah. Just
She didn't, they'd never really officially broke up or nothing. She just disappeared.
Well, I have her here tonight. She wanted to let you guys know she wanted to become a magician,
So,
and she was working on her disappearing act.
like, we've seen her like on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
so I don't really know
she
what
ignores
happened.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like. I never got an answer.
That's a weird bit of closure.
Yeah, it
it
was
was right around the time where Kelsey had to get like emergency surgery.
Yeah.
She asked me for something that if I could help her with
pay
a bill or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I would try, I would if I could, but right now, like literally, I'm at the hospital right now with Kelsey. She's getting emergency surgery.
Yeah.
And after that, I never heard from her. It was weird.
Huh, that is weird.
I mean, the sex was great. She was a webcam model and stuff. That was
Nice.
fun. You know, it was a cool experience. But like, I don't know, like what the hell
she just
happened. She
disappeared.
just literally stopped
She wanted
talking to
you
me.
to pay her bills.
Maybe.
Yeah,
But she's
probably.
really nice.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was weird how it was just like, okay, and now she's
But that's not.
she's like Kaiser Soze.
Yeah.
That's not our preferred method.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Because I like to be a part of it. If
Yeah.
it's a couple or if it's a single girl, I like to be
Makes
involved.
sense. I mean, that's totally understandable.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're actually at about an hour and 17 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Time flies.
Wow, right?
Yeah.
What's even funny is we could probably go another hour or
Yeah.
so
Oh my
with
God.
our stories.
So
thing-
many stories.
Don't forget them because I would definitely want to have you guys back on if you guys are cool with it.
Yeah,
Hell
for
yeah.
Especially
sure.
now, Joe's known me for years. He knows how inquisitive. I'll start interrogating people.
Yeah.
I don't mean anything by it, but I'm just
No, we
very
love questions.
curious.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's some things I would want to ask, but I would be kind of nervous. It's like, I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. I don't want to make. And this goes for anyone.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But now I feel I could be a little more open and
Yeah.
just
Give us some
let it
weird
fly.
questions.
No,
Yeah,
think of-
yeah.
think
I
of
will.
questions.
I will have like a Word doc with all sorts of questions on it. That I will
Awesome.
say, all right, let's do this. We got 3 hours.
Yeah, and for the record, I just do want to say, like, we are polyamorous, but we are a lot more sexually open
Yeah.
than other polyamorous
Gotcha.
people are.
Yeah.
So don't let us be a representation
guys
of
aren't-
the entire
Right.
lifestyle
Right.
because
Aren't-
it's
yeah.
not. It's
And
not the
there's
case.
so many different kinds.
There are a lot of people that are polyamorous that are a lot less sexual, a lot more about the commitment, a lot
Yeah.
more about the emotion, and we know a lot of people that are asexual and polyamorous.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't click with them very well, just
Yeah.
personally, like because how I am.
Yeah.
But there
Personality
are,
just
yeah,
doesn't-
my
yeah.
personality just don't match with that.
But we have a lot of funny sex stuff.
We have
Yeah.
a lot of funny
Yeah.
sex stories and awkward situations that we've been in, but we also have really good ones too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to think like, "Wow, this sounds horrible," because they
no.
got all these bad stories. Just the bad ones are actually a lot more
Those are
funny.
just
than,
really
Yeah.
funny.
yeah,
They're funny and awkward.
Yeah.
yeah. It was like poor decisions make funny stories or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah. That's-
Definitely.
And we had to learn a lot.
And for those who
A
are
lot.
polyamorous, there's no right or wrong way.
Yeah.
It's okay as long
Oh,
as you
yeah.
and your partner are consenting.
Exactly. But yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for being on. Gio, Kelsey, you guys are definitely gonna be back on again.
Thanks.
Oh,
yeah, we would love to.
I'm excited.
Joe,
Have
thank
fun.
you. You can be here too because
Yay.
this is
I felt like I contributed.
yeah. This was actually really awesome. Just kind of learning about it because it opened my eyes because I only know based on everything else. I didn't really know anyone who was in the mix
Yeah.
at the time. So this is definitely very eye opening. It's
You know,
interesting.
Good.
it's kind of funny too. I've noticed that a lot of people, like, their only vision of polyamory is
Yeah.
from what's that TV show? The guy's got like
Like
five
sister wives.
Oh,
sister
yeah.
wives, yeah. And like that is a form of polyamory,
Yeah.
obviously, but
But to me, I'm like, why aren't the girls having sex?
yeah,
Exactly.
that's the way she sees it.
Wasted opportunities.
And I'm just like, fuck, that guy's got a lot of kids.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, how do they have time to do anything?
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
a one-sided polyamory right there.
But yeah,
But,
thanks again, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit us up on buddytalkspod@gmail.com. My socials, you guys know where to find it at buddytalkspodcast.com. Again, thank you guys for being on. This has been a fantastic episode.
Yeah,
I
it's been
really
super
learned a
fun.
lot. And I just had a question to you. So your first podcasting experience, what do you think?
I had a blast. Hell yeah, I'll be on the show all the time. I
Yeah?
love talking and
Yeah.
bullshitting
Yeah,
and
we-
joking around.
Yeah,
Yeah?
we know you like
We-
talking.
And Kelsey, how's it for you?
It was really great. I was a little shy in the beginning,
Yeah.
but I do open up.
That
pretty
hour
fast.
flies by quick, doesn't it?
It does
Oh,
really
yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for inviting us.
Oh,
It was
no
super
problem.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and if they have questions for us,
Yeah.
we're more than
Oh, I will
willing to
definitely float
answer
those
them.
your way.
Yeah,
For
Definitely.
sure.
As you can tell, we're not very shy people. So
And-
No question is too awkward.
That's what makes it. I do commend Joe for making you cringe a little bit, though. So.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
well,
Kudos to you, Joe.
not in like an uncomfortable
Yeah.
way, and like, oh yeah, I
It's like,
forgot people think about
I
this
gotta
way.
answer this question. Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. But again, thanks, guys. You guys have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.